for admission to educational institutions. Even that decision has been taken today. There's been a decision also to take to tax services supplied by courts and tribunals under the reverse charge mechanism. There were a few other decisions which have been taken on law and procedure related matters. Secretary will expand when you ask about it later on, otherwise the details will reach you. There is a decision today taken on the rationalization of late fee for annual returns. This is registered persons having an aggregate turnover of up to 5 crores in the said financial years, 25 rupees per day, subject to a maximum amount of which will be calculated at the rate of 0.02% of his turnover. So what this is actually mean, that the council has recommended to rationalize late fee for delayed filing of annual returns, particularly the form GSTR 9 for the year 22-23 onwards. The amount, we have actually reduced the amount of such late fee for smaller taxpayers who have an annual turnover of up to 20 crores. Then in the same category, registered persons having an aggregate turnover of more than 5 crores and up to 20 crores in that said financial year, the same thing applies, 50 rupees per day, subject to a maximum of an amount calculated at 0.02% of the turnover. So that is one thing for late fee rationalization that has been taken. There's also amnesty which has been provided in respect of pending returns for GSTR 4 and also GSTR 9 and again for GSTR 10. That will also be explained. There are two GOMs about which I will elaborate. One is the GOM on capacity-based taxation and special composition scheme in certain sectors on GST. That is mostly relating to the pan masala, gudka, chewing tobacco, and so on. So the GOM's recommendation has been taken on board. The other GOM was on the tribunal, establishment of tribunal. Even that has been agreed to, with slight modification in the language with which we'll be taking it up. That language will be circulated to the members tomorrow, and we shall give them a full 5-6 days to come up with the comments, post which a final draft will be readied. Even that will be checked up for language with the members. So actually, in a way, it does 2 rounds. One round immediately tomorrow for those specific paragraphs where some words had to be changed. And the second is after the inputs have come, we prepare one final draft and we circulate that again. And the chairperson of the GST Council has been authorized to pull it all together and finalize it, because there's not enough time for us to meet again before the finance bill. The chairperson is authorized, and then with changes put in, for those language changes put in, it can be taken up in the finance bill itself. So largely these are the issues. Specific details on your questions we can elaborate.
Thank you, ma'am. Siddharth, 86.
Ma'am, on the compensation side, you mentioned 2 numbers. One was 16,982 crore, and the other one was on this AG certification of 16,524 crore. I think that was the number. So if you could help us understand that. And ma'am, in Parliament, you had mentioned 2 states, West Bengal and Kerala, which have not, shared the AG report. So how many states are there in all, and what is their claim, if you could help us understand that? And ma'am, sorry, one more thing. You said that it will be released. So I suppose that the money will be released from the Consolidated Fund of India at the moment, and then you will recoup that amount.
So first of all, AG certificate authorization is required for the clearance or the payment of the money. But awaiting the AG certificate, it doesn't mean, and this applies from 2017, 18, 19, 20, I'm saying, waiting for the AG's authorization certificate, it doesn't mean that we don't release anything at all. Nearly 90% of the compensation as a provisional amount is released to the states, and only 5 to 10%, not even 10%, 5 to 8% is retained, subject to the AG certificate reaching us. So when people speak about, oh, you have not paid them because AG certificate has not been given, please understand that nearly 90% of their compensation which has to go to them gets released as a provisional amount. So they are not sitting with nothing at all being sent. Post that, when the authorization comes, it is reconciled and the rest gets released. So that is one thing about the AG certificate. Second, as regards states which have not sent the AG certificate, I can read out a list which is as of, let's say, the last day of the parliament session, before the recess wala session. Andhra Pradesh has given it for 1 year. They have not given 18-19 to 21-22. They have not given. Arunachal also has to give for all the years. Assam has given it for up to 2021, but they have to give for 21-22. So what I would do, instead of me reading it all down here, I'll send you the table which is here with me. It will show as to who's got the authorized AG certificate given and for which year, and who's not sent at all. All that will be clearly seen. Yes.
So the two numbers are, see, for June 2022, the provisional amount, 50% of that was released earlier, based on the availability of funds expected till 31st March 2023.
How much compensation is being released today will also be there for you to see it. For instance, Karnataka would get 1,934, Maharashtra will get 2,100.
ஒவ்வொரு மாநிலங்களுக்கும் தனித்தனியாக எத்தனை தொகை விடுவிக்கப்படுகிறது என்பது எங்களுடைய அறிக்கையில் குறிப்பிடப்படும்.
And Uttar Pradesh
தமிழ்நாட்டிற்கு 1401 கோடி ரூபாய் வழங்கப்படும்.
Andhra Pradesh will get 689.
ஆந்திர பிரதேசத்திற்கு 689 கோடி ரூபாய்.
And so on. The list will
டெல்லிக்கு 1212 கோடி ரூபாய் வழங்கப்படும்.
Today we have taken, first of all, related to the GST rates, the item on RAB, which is a kind of liquid jaggery, which is so typical to Uttar Pradesh and some other jaggery producing states. It goes by the name RAB. So we are reducing the GST rate on RAB, which is liquid jaggery, from 18 to
உத்தர பிரதேச மாநிலம் போன்ற மாநிலங்களில் தயாரிக்கப்படும் ராப் எனப்படும் உருகிய வெல்லம் போன்ற ஒரு பொருளுக்கான GST வரியை குறைத்திருக்கிறோம்.
If it is pre-packaged and labeled, it will be 5% rate. Then there's been quite a lot of discussion on pencil sharpeners. GST on pencil sharpeners, because we wanted to rationalize it, has come down now, today's decision, from 18 to 12%.
பென்சில்களை செய்கின்ற பென்சில் ஷார்ப்னருடைய GST வரி 18% 12% குறைக்கப்படுகிறது.
Which are fixed on durable containers from 18% to nil, subject to some conditions.
டேட்டா லாகர்கள் 18% 0% குறைக்கப்படுகிறது சில நிபந்தனைகளின் அடிப்படையில்.
And by a coal washer, even that decision has been taken today. Similarly, there are GST exemption for services by the National Testing Agency NTA by way of conduct of entrance examinations for admission to educational institutions. Even that decision
National Testing Agency எனப்படும் NTA நடத்தும் தேர்வுகளுக்கு GST இலிருந்து விலக்கு அளிக்கப்படுகிறது.
Services supplied by courts and tribunals under the reverse charge mechanism. There are a few other decisions which have been
நீதிமன்றங்களில்
on law and
சில நடவடிக்கைகளுக்கு GST வரி விதிப்பதற்கான
will expand when you ask about
ஒரு வழிமுறை உருவாக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது.
The details will reach you. There is a decision today taken on the rationalization of late fee for annual returns. This is registered persons having an aggregate turnover of up to 5 crores in the said financial years, 25 rupees per day, subject to a maximum amount of which will be calculated at the rate of 0.02% of his turnover. So what this is actually mean, that the council has recommended to rationalize late fee for delayed filing of annual returns, particularly the form GSTR 9 for the year 22-23 onwards. The amount
2022-23 ஆண்டிலிருந்து GST வரி தொடர்பான ரிட்டர்ன் ஃபைல் பண்ணும்போது தாமத கட்டணம் முறைமைப்படுத்தப்பட்டிருக்கிறது.
GST கவுன்சில் கூட்டத்தில் எடுக்கப்பட்ட முடிவுகள் தொடர்பாக மத்திய நிதியமைச்சர் நிர்மலா சீதாராமன் செய்தியாளர்களை சந்தித்து பேசினார். அந்த காட்சிகளை பார்த்தோம். கொரோனா ஊரடங்கு காலத்தில் அரசு ஊழியர்கள் பணிக்கு வராத காலத்தை பணிக்காலமாக அனுமதித்து தமிழக அரசு அரசாணை வெளியிட்டுள்ளது. கொரோனா ஊரடங்கு காலத்தில் அத்தியாவசிய துறைகளை தவிர பிற துறைகளைச் சேர்ந்த அரசு ஊழியர்களுக்கு விடுப்பு வழங்கப்பட்டிருந்தது. இந்நிலையில் 2021ஆம் ஆண்டு மே 10ஆம் தேதி முதல் ஜூலை 4ஆம் தேதி வரையிலான ஊரடங்கு காலகட்டத்தில் அரசு ஊழியர்கள் பணிக்கு வராத காலத்தை பணிக்காலமாக கருத அனுமதித்து தமிழ்நாடு அரசு அரசாணை வெளியிட்டுள்ளது.